To be honest, the question that bothers me the most in elementary school is whether to go to Tsinghua or Peking University. I seriously thought about this question. Tsinghua has wood and water, it's very green and healing, and Peking University has two words. It's like a thorn, it's too cold, I don't like it. I didn't know when I was in junior high school that I was going to go to college. I always thought it was the same as when I was in junior high school, so I was ready to go to Tsuda University. Until the middle school entrance exam, I knew that there was a paper height in this world. The moment I knew I was going to go to high school, I really collapsed. I imagined that high school was like a hot school, the kind of school dad who has to beat the teacher in the class, like me who was beaten in elementary school. The school dad wouldn't let me wash his underwear. He wouldn't put a cigarette in my butt to burn the neck to wash it. I was happy to go home after choosing the school with my mother. My mother was glad that I had a school to go to. I went back to the room and started crying holding my school bag. I really thought this was the last time I could put a textbook in my school bag. Later found that in fact it is good that everyone is just a little poor in grades. People are still pretty good. My high 1 and high 2 grades are very poor, the kind of bottom of the store, until we got a list when we were in the third year of high school. There is a list of colleges that we can take, and I see that there is not only no Sioux, but also no Tsinghua. The best department we can take is also a school that I have never heard of. I suddenly realized that the best college we can take is probably a school that ordinary high school students will not fill out. I think I have no problem with my IQ. I'm not worse than them. So I took a semester to learn again and went back to the dormitory to take the stage lamp and prepare the book. In the end, I took the exam with the previous grade of the class and got into this school. In addition to the identity of 2 or 3 years of Baida, I should be this high-ranking honorary schoolmate. Then I graduated from college. What did you say in that article when you were a kid? Finally, a graduate student came out of the village, responsible for saying, I think my future is bright. I took my graduation certificate and management degree in the department. Go back to my hometown. What did I learn in college? In-export trade, tactical 4PS, SWOT analysis, Coca-Cola Company's marketing strategy. I thought at the time that for a 3-line cashier, these 2 certificates should be able to get some financial fraud. I didn't expect to be able to sell car insurance through the relationship to sell some car insurance that normal people don't need at all. It's also financial fraud. I'm in charge of fraud, he's in charge of finance. And then I worked for 3 months because I didn't have an order and it was turned off. And then I did a lot of sales work one after another, and then I stayed at home and I was so hungry at home that my dad came to guide me. He said, "Good boys are in all directions, son. Dad loves you. Whatever you want to do, Dad will support you." I said, "I want to start a business." My dad said no. I said, "I want to be a blogger." My dad said no. My dad said he only supports me for my love as a glorious chemical factory painter. I don't like the word chemical. It's like a Peking University, and I don't like Peking University. I said, "Daddy, daddy, 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 your son is elegant and can be an idol. His voice is sweet and can be a singer. He is humorous and can drink. He is soft and has a lot of meat. Anyway, it's impossible to be a dog for capital." My parents were really worried about my work during that time. Their biggest requirement for me was to have a class. They drove me around the neighborhood every day to introduce various factories. This is a foreign investment. This is a joint investment. This is good treatment. This is a two-way island. I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced to take off my long shirt. This long shirt is what I wore when I was scorned, cheated, and scolded. This long shirt is what I wore for 16 years. This long shirt was what you forced me to wear. The long shirt could have not worn. The long shirt covered my incompetence and covered the scene that I didn't play on my butt. But I look at the wrinkles on my parents' faces. When I was a student, I always said that Yenquan was a red fox. After a few years of hard work after graduation, it was like holding a stuffed fart. He didn't even smell it. He didn't even have the qualifications to make tea and rice after dinner. I looked at the big factory in front of me. Maybe some people are destined to be Yenquan. I said to my dad, "Okay, I'll go to the interview." The next day, I took the resume to the chemical factory for an interview. This is a serious factory. There are 2 interviews in total. In the first round, I and the other interviewee are arranged to fill in some basic information in a room. I remember the most profound question is to ask me how many words there are in the English subtitle and let me write it down. I really saw this question at first sight and I thought it was a trap question. Is this going to be a psychological test for me through the answer? Later, I found that I was overthinking because the guy who interviewed with me was still waiting to copy my answer. Then I went to the second interview and the HR took my resume. Then the HR said something that changed my life. He said, "You graduated from a major in the self-media industry. Your specialties and hobbies all show that you are a very active person and you are not a chemical professional. So you will never have a chance to get promoted. But you're in this position, I'll be direct, I'm on the road now, just pull someone. As long as he can breathe, he can do it. If you think about it, you want this job, I can hire you now, but I don't think your life should be like this." After listening to this, I took the resume and stood at the door of the factory to think about my life. I don't know what I should do. I don't know how to tell my parents, but I know that this kind of life is not what I want to live. And then a month later, I have this account called I Should Die. Friends, look back on the past 20 years. There are too many moments when I thought the sky had collapsed. Every exam in my student period, when I felt that he was gone after falling in love, when he couldn't live, when I borrowed 20,000 yuan from the internet for love, when I entered the society, when those ideals and reality had a gap, when I threw out hundreds of resumes and turned them overnight, every big thing I can't walk out of now is all material for me to complain about. Maybe you're facing a lot of problems right now. Maybe you're doing what you don't like to do for a living. Even you might be the little brother who copied my answers back then. I know the emotion of collapse is true, but please believe that it will pass. And that stupid bird birdie before the horse, now it's a 3-level protection animal. Hey friend, the tolerance rate of life is much higher than you think, and your industry is shorter than you think. And you, my friend, you're still alive.